Hey folks, Rich Brome from Phone Scoop here with a mini review of the Samsung Galaxy Note 10. The Note series comes in two sizes this year, and this is the smaller one. This is a mini review, which means I'm just going to cover the things that stood out most to me as I went about my daily routine using the Note 10 as my main phone for 2 weeks. In short, the Note 10 is a pretty good phone, but it's definitely not the best phone for me for a few reasons. The best thing about this phone is the size. The screen is basically the same generous size as it was on the Note 9, but they made the body smaller. It's certainly not tiny, but it's reasonably sized, and the screen truly fills the whole face. And it has almost all the power and features of the larger version. I absolutely loved the speedy performance, and I found the 8 gigs of RAM to be plenty. I loved being able to bounce between apps and instantly pick up right where I left off in each app. You can't always do that on a phone with less RAM. The data performance was also quite good, and the battery life is above average. My favorite feature might be the 3 rear cameras. I was surprised at how often both the wide-angle and telephoto lenses came in handy. Now I don't ever want a phone with less than 3 cameras. The photo quality from all 3 cameras is pretty darn good. Now for the negatives. First, I am just not a stylus person. Samsung keeps adding functionality to it, but literally none of the use cases apply to me. For me, it exists solely as wasted space and something to lose. I say that because it tends to pop out when you drop the phone, and then it's easy to miss and leave behind. The point being, I would much rather have the space the stylus takes up replaced with more battery and a headset jack. There's no memory card slot on the smaller model either, which is so frustrating because there's almost enough room for one on the card tray. Instead, there's just this wasted blank space. Come on, Samsung, really? The deal breaker for me, though, is the process of unlocking the phone. I have yet to use an in-display fingerprint sensor that's remotely as good as a standalone sensor, but Samsung's implementation is particularly bad. First, the lift-to-wake feature often failed to work for me, or took a second longer than it should. You can double-tap the screen to wake it reliably, but that shouldn't be necessary. Then, more than once, I would pull the phone out of my pocket and see this, just the time, with the fingerprint sensor disabled. What? Eventually I figured out that tapping the time on the lock screen triggers it, which is quite easy to do accidentally. It's a pointless and frustrating impediment to unlocking the phone. Here's the thing, I'm used to phones I can unlock with my fingerprint reliably as I lift them up so they're fully awake and unlocked by the time I'm looking at the screen. Unfortunately, that's impossible with the Note 10 and it drives me crazy. When I tried to quickly put my thumb where I thought it should go while the screen was still dark, it failed about half the time, in a number of different but equally frustrating ways. I could only get the fingerprint reader to work reliably if I lifted the phone, waited for the screen to light up fully, and then carefully centered my thumb on the icon. And it still took an extra beat to unlock. The process simply takes a lot more time and attention than I'm used to. It's a small thing, but it gets annoying given how many times a day most of us unlock our phones. Also dumb is the interface. When it says no match, it's displayed under your thumb. And don't get me started on the counterintuitive training interface, which they still haven't fixed since the S10. Who designed this? So, to recap, the Note 10 has great fundamentals, but it also has a few little quirks, which happen to be deal breakers for me, but may not be for you. It's available now for $950.